What is up, Whaleshares? Whaleshares.io. Sometimes I see .net. It seems like they're changing domains. This is going to be my introduction video to Whaleshares. So, who am I? Well, I've been on the Steem blockchain since January 2018. I have the username phonewhale there, and for the last 9 months I've been making DTube videos, and it's been a lot of fun. I love making videos. Before that, I did a lot of YouTube content, smartphone content, under the username Adrian Eisen. We've done over 9,000 phone videos on YouTube. One video reaching over 130 million views, pouring Coca-Cola on an iPhone and a Samsung phone. Okay, so I've been seeing this Whaleshares project pop up more, and I got an invite from a very kind person that had these sign up WLS tokens, so you can get an account fast. So Whaleshares, see, it has the same look if you go to Whaleshares as the Steem blockchain, but it is a bit different in some ways, and that is why I'm here. I read the white paper, and I'm probably going to go over it a little bit also in this video. It was a very interesting white paper. I think that the white paper was more focused on governance models, which was kind of interesting because I didn't really know that much in depth about governance models. I mean, sure, I knew about their jargon going around with centralized organizations and communities and how we're sort of moving into a decentralized space. But this white paper right here, the whale paper, so to say, it basically goes a little bit more in depth with how this whole, I mean, it basically goes over a lot of things about, this is the first edition, about different organizations, different proof of work, proof of stake, different sort of society systems here, and going over stuff a little bit in an abstract way. It was a good white paper, and when I read it, I got a little bit more interested in Whaleshares, and then I figured out basically how to do an account. So this video I'm doing right now is just going to be a little bit talking a little bit, because I find it easier to do a video than do an introduction post with just text. I'm more comfortable with video format. So again, why am I here? Well, I see how the world is changing. I see how I see what a paradigm shift Steem blockchain was for me. And I feel that there is a lot of room to grow, room to test out different organization systems, different hierarchy systems, to basically get a better grip at what seems to be the best system to run things. And that means that I have to try out different platforms. So Steem blockchain is my favorite place right now. And then I made an account on Scorum because a friend told me about that. Also use a pretty similar system, like a DPoS system, which is also a place experimenting with different governance models. Also very interesting stuff. I saw this crazy weird clone called Waku. It seems like they use copy and paste Steem, which was kind of shady. But it seems like Whaleshares, it seems like they have a more passionate community, and they are actually trying to do things the real way. Some stuff that made me, I'm curious, like, I don't know the best way to create the ideal system. I don't know which platform is going to succeed. And I feel that we're in a win-win world where if one token or one system succeeds more, then another team can learn from that. So I feel that competition here can be very healthy, that eventually we're all going to win. We're all going to get better systems, basically, that benefits people, and that it's learning. Everyone can learn from each other. So one thing I found interesting about Whaleshares is they don't have delegation, I think. and it seems like at the moment they only have 21 million whale shares. I think they call whale shares, but instead of steam power, it's called whale stake. And there is some differences. For example, I'm still very new, so I'm still learning, but you have shares instead of retweets, which means every time you click share, it goes down, your power goes down by 2% with your mana basically. And whale stake, you don't have liquid. Oh yeah, you can have tradable tokens if you power down. But at the moment, I think you get payout only in whale stake, but then you can power down. And I think that this coin is going to be listed on Monday, which is pretty interesting. So I'm very new. It just looks exactly here like the Steemit interface. And I'm curious how this project can go. It is actually very interesting how it really has 21 million tokens, and obviously you have inflation, so it's going to have a bit more. But it's interesting to see because Steam blockchain is going to have around 600 million in I think 20 years, and this system maybe is going to have 40 million. I don't know exactly the numbers, but it could be cool to see the differences there. If it actually makes a difference, I don't really know if a lower supply is better or a higher supply is better. For example, that is something that you can compare. For example, Bitcoin, 21 million, a lot of coins lost in circulation, or coins lost. Compare that to XRP that has a massive volume with billions of coins. Both are different systems, and I think it's cool to experiment with who can end up on top. What is the ideal system? Who is going to end up the boss, basically? And it's going to be exciting to do content on Whaleshares to see how it's going to work, because I feel that a big empowerment on Steam blockchain is these big delegations that services like DTube gets, so they can easily promote stuff. I feel that leverage helps a lot. So it's interesting to see how leverage is basically going to work on Whaleshares, if it can work even. I don't really know, but all this new world is very interesting because everyone is getting involved in politics, money, digital value, and power, and how you can make hierarchies and communities that can thrive, like the ideal system. I find it super cool to see different people trying different things, developers and geeks, coding, and it's cool to see them competing. Also, I also see that you have this thing called cross posting. I think you can post both on Whaleshares and Steemit. I sort of want to get I feel that if Whaleshares want to be like really stand out, I feel that people sort of in a way have to create really original stuff just for Whaleshares, and that's why I'm doing an introduction video, because cross-posting, I've seen it on the Steam blockchain. People post, for example, the YouTube stuff, and they just want to drive links to people to go to YouTube, and it doesn't feel real or authentic. It feels like someone's basically just trying to leech. So a challenge I feel for Whaleshares is going to be how they can make themselves stand out compared to the Steam blockchain. I enjoy the interface, but it's interesting to think about if the content that's being written, if it's just the same stuff, what would be the leverage? What would make Whaleshares better? Now, I don't know, and that's why I'm here. I mean, I don't know that much really. That's why I'm here. But I think that if in the future, we're starting to see this movement of more people be able to create tokens, something that Steam blockchain is going to have with the Smart Media token project. So eventually everyone is going to be able to create their own token. But the key thing is who is going to be best at bringing value, creating a community, bringing value to a coin. that's going to be the challenge, obviously. How you bring in people, how you make them pay attention. So it's a cool space, all of this. I feel like Whaleshares also in the future, something that would be cool if they did their own video service, maybe call it WhaleTube or something, because I think the video completely is going to take over in the future, mainly because it creates deeper trust and relationships. You can see more about the person. You can see them usually flesh out ideas in a very more deeper way, because I think that we are emotional creatures mainly, and we want to have something exclusive. And even though text is insanely awesome, I feel like robots and AI eventually is going to take over that first before they take over video. And we see how the rise of video, Netflix, Amazon Video, YouTube, DTube, video is going to grow massively in the future. And it's also cool because it brings out so much more, or so much novelty, seeing a person's face, seeing different expressions, and there's so much potential in video. And text content is still awesome. I love text, but I think it's going to be replaced first. But yeah, WhaleTube using IPFS, that would be an interesting project. My goals in the future is going to be basically to it's exciting to own digital stuff, being a digital owner of stuff, and I want to integrate myself deeper into this. I want to develop trust and relationships. I want to have good relationships with people. I want to show them cool services, and I want to evaluate what seems to be the best governance systems. And I also want to build up a personal brand where I basically can explore more how you can create better systems that rewards people for just doing their passion, basically. My passion is speaking, philosophy, technology. I've mainly used doing videos, sharing stuff, because when I share stuff that I feel is valuable, that is when I feel the most free. That's when I feel that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's when I feel that I'm using my strength, and I want to try to bring other people into that same space, because I know that when I see other people, they're doing inspiring stuff, or they're doing their thing that they're really, really good at, it's extremely inspiring for me. So just a quick little video here, introduction video on Whaleshares. On Whaleshares, I am called phonewhale. On the Steam blockchain, I'm called phoneinf. Okay, so I'm 25 years old also. My name's Adrian, phonewhale here, and on the Steam blockchain, phoneinf. And on YouTube, I'm called Adrian Ison. Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna do more videos if I find this space interesting, this platform interesting. So new, if it feels like I'm back to January 2018 when I started Explore Steemit. Yeah, have a great day, everyone on Whaleshares. Yeah, bye bye.